Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's been, I would say, 4 weeks since I've last uploaded. I have been trying to be consistent with uploading, but it's so hard with school. But if you can't tell, I got a new phone, which means better camera quality, which means I could be a little bit more consistent because I don't feel insecure about my camera quality. So yeah, that's great. But today I wanted to make a video because I didn't want to talk about this glamorous phone and the qualities of it, but I actually wanted to talk about the glamorous and the glamorous things and qualities of life. And you know, I always say when the going gets tough, just roll with the punches, you know. And right now, that's where I'm at in life. I would say I am at a spot where I am definitely rolling with these punches because these punches are coming left, right, uppercut, cross, coming from all corners of life. And I am still pushing through. And sometimes I'm like, why? You know, they're the reason I keep pushing through. And that's because I literally have a purpose. You know, God set me out here on this earth for a purpose. Now, I may not know what it is, when it's going to come knock at my door, but I'm damn sure going to go and find out. I might as well. I might as well. If I am waking up the next day, seeing the next second, seeing the next minute, seeing the next hour, I might as well make that every second, minute, hour worth it by pursuing what I love so much in this life and finding new things to love, finding new passions for myself, building new friendships, building new relationships, making new connections with people, trying out new foods, whatever that may be. I just want to tell you guys, whoever needs to hear this, don't give up. Don't give up even when the going gets tough. That doesn't mean to give up. That just means you are one step away from your purpose. You're one step away of being fulfilled. You're one step away from getting a yes to this job, to this friendship, to this relationship, to whatever it is that you desire, that you love, that you want out of this life. You are just one step away from it. Recently I felt like, oh my gosh, this industry, that I'm in, the acting industry, it is eating me up because I am a theater major. So I go to classes, and the classes that I'm taking right now as a senior, they're all back to back, like auditioning classes where I am performing. And it's like, yes, I view my peers and my peers view me as just another student that's trying to make it out in this industry, right? But really, beneath that surface, it's like, you're my competitor. And that's where it gets hard, right? That's where it's just like, dang, like I live in a world full of competitors, where I'm trying to get this job, or I'm trying to build this relationship, this friendship, or whatever it may be. It's so hard when it's hard to not want to look in the other lane, right? It's hard to not want to compare yourself. And I always say this, like, comparison is a joy killer. It steals your joy. And I was on set, and one of the actors told me, he's like, how can you not like compare yourself, especially with social media? Like, everything is on social media. And as us actors, we have to be on social media to find auditions, to stay in contact with other people, to market ourselves. Like, you can't help but just look. And then once you look, even if it's like a little glance, it still pulls you in. And then you find yourself like in the slumps thinking, man, like, why don't I have that? Or why don't I have enough money where I can just live in a beautiful home, or purchase all these great things, have a better setup in my room for YouTube videos. You find yourself now in this dark hole where you are just negative energy just coming at you. And my response to him is, it's hard. It is so hard to not want to compare yourself, but you have to remind yourself that we are all on we are all on our own journey, right? I am on my own journey. Person A is on their own journey. Person B and person C and so on. They are all on their own journey. And they all came to this point in their lives from who knows where. We don't know what this person went through, what they had to sacrifice, what they risked. You don't know what levels of vulnerability, like all of that. You don't know the mountains they had to climb. If you continue to compare yourself to that person, you're just going to be comparing yourself to that person for the rest of your life. You're going to find yourself competing against this person. You're gonna find yourself in an impossible race, a never-ending race for a lifetime, where you can just look at yourself, right? Look at your past self and say, okay, how can I be better than yesterday? For me, I look at my past projects for acting. Okay, I noticed that in this last project I filmed, I stuttered a lot, or I would look in the camera a lot, which you're not supposed to do, but I would look in the camera a lot. I would take notes of that. And yes, there were other actors in the film that were spectacular, but I'm not looking at them. I'm looking at me, because I'm not competing against them. They're not my competitor. I am my own competitor, and so my goal is to be the best me. My goal isn't to be better than person A. My goal isn't to be better than person B. My goal isn't to be better than Beyonce or to be like Beyonce, right? I am trying, this is my legacy. And that's how you have to view it. Like, this is my story. This is what I want my legacy to be about. I don't want my legacy to be, oh, Olivia was just trying to compete against person A and B for her entire life, and she never came to anything because she just never ended up being better than them. Because it's impossible. It's impossible to be better than this person and be better than this person, because there's always going to be someone that has a little something better than you. There's always going to be somebody that has a little bit extra money than you, a little extra something, but as long as you compare yourself to who you were the day before, the year before, that's all that matters. That's how you would have to look at your competitors, as them not being your competitor. You have to be your own competitor. That's a possible thing. It's possible for you to become a better you, but it's kind of impossible for you to try to be better than a million other people in this world. That's just so much, and that's just like such unnecessary stress, to try to compare yourself to the next person. Because even if you think you're better than person A, here comes along person B that happens to have a little bit more extra than person A. So now you're trying to be better than person B, and then you find yourself just going up against the entire alphabet, and it's just like, it's never ending, right? So that's why you have to compare yourself to you, and you have to be your own competitor. I had to cut my video because I got an alert. It was the national test warning. I told myself I was going to turn off my phone so the government doesn't try to tap into my phone, but they got me. So I was speaking about limitation. I was going to say how limitation is not your legacy. And I got that quote from, I believe it was the pastor Stephen Furtick, from Elevation Church, or Elevation Church. It was a video that I watched a couple days ago, and when he said that quote, it just hit me. It hit me so hard, and I was like, I have to tell people this, you know. Forgive me, Lord, I don't remember too much from that service, but that quote did stick out to me, and I want to like break it down to you guys, you know, to those of you who are still watching this video, and you're here because you just feel like giving up, right? I want to say that limitation is not your legacy. So like, Olivia, what does that mean? Limitations not your legacy. The inconveniences that you face in your life, that is not your legacy. You are not your mistakes. You are not your limitations. And your limitations should not make you. Does that make sense? It's okay to change your passions. It's okay to walk away from a job of 5 years. It's okay to even walk away from a goal that you had for yourself since you were in high school. You know, like if you wanted to go away to the army or, you know, to the military, and when you finally do it and you get there and it's just kind of like not what you've expected and you walked away, you know, that doesn't make you who you are. I want you to take advantage of this life, you know, and continue exploring you, and you're discovering new passions for yourself, discovering new friendships, and making new connections with people. So what if plan A didn't work out and you've been working on plan A for years and years, and when you finally give it a try, it's just not there? So what? It's okay. You're still here. You wake up the next day. If it wasn't meant to be, if plan A didn't work out and you are still alive and you're breathing, there is still another plan out there for you. You have to go out there and seek it for yourself. Seek it and you will find it. And when you find it, you will reap a great reward. But if you're still here, you still have treasure hidden on this earth somewhere that you were meant to discover, that you were meant to find. You know, so just because plan A didn't work out doesn't mean you go back home and you become depressed about it. Like you can be sad, right? You can be sad. You can be angry. You can just feel enraged, right? Without causing harm to yourself or to anyone else, right? You can feel that because your emotions are valid. It's okay to feel emotions. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to feel like, oh, like I fucked up. I shouldn't have done that, right? But it's not okay to allow yourself to feel that permanently. If you are still up and you still have air in your lungs, you still have a purpose out there. So take advantage of every second, every minute, and every hour that is given to you, right? You may not have the money. That may be inconvenience for you. Get a job. And I know, it's like, I hate working, Olivia, but it's like, you gotta take some risks. You gotta have some level of vulnerability, you know. You gotta show some level of vulnerability, to get to where you want to be in life. You know, you're not gonna just go, it's not gonna just be fed to you on a silver platter, right? Start developing plan B. What's gonna be plan B for me? What's gonna be plan B for me, God? Like, what I gotta do from here now? Plan A didn't work out. So what's plan B? While you are developing, you're gonna be in your waiting season. Don't allow these mistakes to hold you back. Most people that have a successful, amazing, iconic legacy are people who didn't allow their limits to get to them. They didn't have limits for themselves. If you want to have a legacy, you have to live a life where it's limitless. Does that make sense? Don't have limits for yourself. You have to tell yourself there are no limits. On this earth, there are no limits. You got to look beyond the obstacles. You do. You got to look beyond the negative, the negative reviews. You got to look beyond the negative people in life that try to bring you down. You got to look beyond the friendships, relationships that you had to walk away from, or that walked away from you. Even if you were innocent and they walked away from you, you had to look beyond that. You had to see past that. That's not your legacy. That's not your legacy, right? They were a part of your story. That opportunity that you've lost is a part of your story, but it's all to build you up. It's all about the character development. And I tell my mom that it's character development. Don't allow these mistakes to limit you from seeing yourself further in his life. Whatever those mistakes may be, whatever those negative comments may be, even if it's something personal about you, even if you feel like you're not pretty enough, you're not tall enough, you're not muscular, you're not intelligent enough you don't even have the money to have this business. Don't allow that mindset. Don't allow those external things affect your legacy for the future. You gotta see past that. You gotta see past that. You gotta open up your notebook and you gotta develop plan A, plan B, and plan C. Don't let there be any limits. No limits. Life is gonna always continue to be this chaotic. Even if you are the richest person in the world, life is gonna always be chaotic. And honestly, it's not about how much money you have. It's not about how large your friend group is. It's not about if you're in a relationship or if you're working for this great company. It's about your perspective. And perspective is everything. Perspective is everything in this life. It is so important to just have a good outlook on yourself, and that would really carry you so far. You have this big treasure box somewhere that has your name on it. It doesn't belong to anybody else but you. And you literally have the key to it. You have the key to your treasure box. And the funny thing about it is the key is in you. You don't have to go anywhere else. Nobody else has the key to your treasure but you. Seek and you will find. And once you find, you will reap a great reward like no other. The key is in you. But you gotta change your perspective in order to claim it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And feel free to drop a message down in the comment section if you guys have any ideas or suggestions for me for when it comes to talking about certain things in life and the topics you want me to talk about. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video.